Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you Friday, April the 22nd. The year's 2022. Let's talk trading. It's time for the weekly wrap up. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. And just a reminder, it's the end of the week. But remember, when you're trading, always have your risk management in place. Never lose any more than you're willing to lose on any one particular trade. Looking at the monthly chart, we can see the pound's 5 pips off the bottom. We are 339 pips off the high. We're 305 pips below the monthly low. We definitely had a huge 200 pip range day today. We look at the weekly, all gaps filled, but you can see 217 pips below the weekly open. We blew out of last week's low, nowhere near the high, right through the midpoint. Somebody was asking about the midpoints or commenting about the midpoints, and I'll discuss those a little bit later too. We had the opening range of the day, of the week right here. You can see 1.3004 was that low for the opening range, and we busted right through it by 177 pips. So once again, a simple horizontal line trade. We opened below the weekly open there. Today, we also opened below the previous day's midpoint, just to give you a clue what I'm talking about there. So there's that previous day's midpoint once again. We are 699 pips off the yearly open. I kind of laugh at that. But if you put up the year chart and you look left, you can see where we are. We're in a couple of these monthly wicks right here. And notice that we don't have any imbalances that haven't been filled, but price definitely came right down into this area, and there really hasn't been a bounce. So you can see 5 pips off all of these lows. What can I say? Look at that daily. Only a few inside bars across the board there, but that is just one horrific looking candle. You can see it got down there, broke that low, and it was, goodbye. And I guess it's going to get worse. In fact, I was just on the phone with Walmart, and he said, I guess all this has to do with the interest rates. They're saying they're going to raise the interest rates. So that's why the pound dollar got crushed. Just look at all these pairs over 100 and some over 200 pips. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pairs that weren't at least 100 pips. I mean, that is some price action. And look at the pound pairs. They were just, if you shorted the pound, shorted New Zealand across the board, interesting enough, only the euro and euro yen out of these euro pairs died. But the euro pound, something I think I've traded maybe once or twice in my life. Some people like trading this pair, but I don't. But you can see there was 100 pips from the daily open. The open was below the weekly, the daily open below the weekly open. We never really even got close to the buy zone, and then the bottom fell out once again. The rats, well, they had a chance here. They had a chance here, and they had a little chance there, but you can see it's just, the pound was just toasted. We almost got down to, we got between the weekly S2, weekly S3, price near the pivot, short, there was nothing there. S1 bias long, well, that didn't work at all. There was never a chance. We didn't take out today's pivot, so we've got a missed pivot here. All these missed pivots, you can see how many pips we've missed them by. The weekly, we did take out that one, but we still have these other two floating around from 2022. We've got a 2020 weekly also. Or rather, 2020 right here that hasn't been hit. Who knows? That one might get taken out. We're 408 pips above it at the moment. And on the monthly, we missed this month. We missed last month. Don't see that happening anytime soon. So much for the seasonal indicator unless something happens next week. In and out of that lower wick zone. Once again, we hit that yesterday's low and it just tanked. And for the weekly on the ranges, this is going to be interesting. We had 267 pips at the 83 percentile here. High minus, we didn't break it, but the low or previous low minus the low, 150 pips. High minus close, 262. Close minus low, only 5. I mean, it just put in that bottom. Weekly, the high minus open, 46. And open minus low, 222. Once again, on the day, we had 213 pips, 91 percentile. High minus close, 207, 91 percentile out of the last 12 days. Looking at the daily price action here, you can see here just Walmart lines just at the sweet spots, just pretty much trading with the H1 candle color, paid off. And there were some huge ranges earlier in the day, but during trading time, actually, maybe because it was Friday, but these hours are usually muted. But usually when we trade, you can see here, we had some nice ranges to be had. Lower high, higher low trades, once again, paid off just following the balls, the 3 balls. You see here, there's a nice little move to the upside, and then it came right back down. Let me switch over to the daily here. You can see high minus the top, bottom minus the low, the frequency distribution for your rat trading. And if you look at the weekly, once again, you've got your distributions and the monthly. It's just, you can see normally you get these high minus the top, bottom minus the low, these wicks, but today, this particular one, or this particular month, not so much. And if you remember what it was like last week, we've definitely gained on the range with 344. If we take a look here, we can switch this to show range, the year-to-date accumulated. So you can see we're up to 926 pips. So that puts this April, seems like about right where it needs to be here. So we might have some more, or we might get a bounce and go back the other way. Arranged by month, we can show close minus the open. So every month has been red so far. And let's see. we can look at the percentage. So we're down 5%. And if you look across here, let's see, 5, a 4, a 4. So it doesn't seem like it's much of an anomaly, the range being where it is. Now let's see, is there anything else interesting? ATR 406. So that's still a little on the light side. So there might be some more room at the bottom. Close minus the year to date open. So 699. You can see here we've had some big down moves. We've had an 8 and another 7. We passed the 2020. So it looks like there's could be some more room for it to go back down. Show the low by month. That gives us a price. So here, 128.22. Okay, 2020 was lower. We're below 2019. We're below a lot of these. So, see, 2017 was lower. And 2020 was lower, just to put some perspective on it. So, fellow traders, oh, I know, I did mention something talking about these mid dots. That's the pivot. Yeah, the previous middle. So, normally I look at the daily, and what I use it as a kind of a rule of thumb. So, if it opens below the previous midpoint, then you want to look to go short. And then you also trade the midpoint crossover, but you can see here it went above and crossed below. So you want to be on the right side of the mid dot. So here you want to be short below it, long above it. Easy to say that. Right here, we opened below, but we came and hit it. So you want to take your chance, and that would have paid off here. It opened above. Take your chance if it reaches that midpoint. And then here, once again, it opened below, failed to reach it, came back, broke that low. But that's why we have stop losses, because we don't know what's going to happen. So basically, I use the mid dot as a trade crossover, the previous daily mid. So if it comes and reaches it, I would go long here, go short there. If it opens below it and fails to reach it, then I'd be looking to, as soon as the candle turns, in this case, black or red or bearish, I'd be looking to short. Here, once again, open below, crossed above, crossed below. Previous was an inside bar. You can take the short there, and once again, it paid off. Now, you can call that hairy hindsight, but you can do that in real time. So that's just something to be aware of. So, fellow traders, I hope you're having a profitable trading month, trading week, trading day. Hope you have a fun and safe weekend. And when you come back, always remember, never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is TheRumpledOne, over and out.